Welcome back to the new season of Always Open. We're back. We're more beautiful than ever on this brand new, kind of new set pieces. Changing up the vibe a little bit. A little more cash, a little more chill.
I was going to say we're back and barely legal, but it's only season 9.
No.
Oh, God.
So I take that back.
We have another 9 seasons to go before we're legal.
We'll get there. One day, the internet will fuck this podcast. I don't understand this bit.
Yo,
I'm lost on this
I don't know where
bit.
it's going.
Miles, this podcast fucks.
This podcast does fuck.
Right, Meryl?
It fucks.
It's 9.
It fucks.
Again, very lost in the weeds on the bit. I'm just gonna smile and nod.
There you go.
I'm your host, Barbara Dunkelman. Welcome back to the show. With me today, as you've probably seen, I have some friends.
Blaine. It's me, Blaine.
Blaine. I'm Miles.
Hi, Miles.
And it's me. Still here, still queer. In a new chair, though.
Ooh.
Oh.
Did you say in a new cheer to
A new
keep
chair.
the rhyme going?
No, in a new chair.
Oh, okay.
Did I say it weird?
You
Chair.
said
in a new
still
chair,
here,
so cheer.
still queer, in a new.
I think Blaine's giving you notes, is
Okay.
what's happening.
Let's workshop this rhyme.
Oh, do we have time to just do all? Can we just redo the whole thing? I'm just kidding.
We specifically got these chairs so that we could now sit like assholes.
Yes, 100%.
In the booth, we were very like confined to a space. It was tight. Blaine slipped off of the booth a lot apparently. And now we could like do crisscross applesauce.
Yep. If one of us was like
Speed
a
up.
teacher and needed to talk about drugs, we could turn these chairs around and get really real with the audience.
Uh-huh.
And do a lot of elbow movements like Miles is demonstrating right now.
Thank you very much. I'm glad someone noticed.
Elbows up high.
It's cozy. The set's kind of closed in a little bit. I feel like we're hanging out in like a living room rather than like a TV set.
We were out for drinks and food after our shenanigans, and now we've gone back to someone's home, and now we're keeping the night going.
Yeah.
That's the narrative of this podcast.
The other place we had to keep it quiet because like the waitress and stuff
Yeah.
would be like, overhearing our talks. But even though we're further apart, I feel like we're closer together.
I look
Wow.
forward to like a season 18 when like as we continue the narrative, it's gonna be the morning after the hangout, and everyone
We're on
on set
bed.
is like very hungover. Someone's like, shit, where did I park my car? Like 2 people on set definitely fooled around, but no one's gonna talk about it.
no.
Like
All
it's
of
gonna
our
be really
makeup
great.
is smeared a little bit.
Very smeared
We
makeup.
definitely
yeah.
played Who's in My Mouth.
Yes, absolutely.
Didn't cook, huh?
Was that I was gonna say, did you just make a Dane Cook reference?
Sweet.
In
What
2019.
year is this?
Wait, do the fucking, what is it?
Super finger.
Super finger?
whatever
What was it?
Is Dane Cook doing okay? Does anyone
don't
in
think
broadcast
so.
know what he's doing? I
Didn't
want to
he-
know he's doing okay.
Didn't he marry like a 20-year-old or is
Yeah,
that
he's
Dennis Quaid?
super, yeah, he married someone who's
Dennis Quaid did also do that,
Yeah.
which
Did.
I went to the gym this morning and they have a like theater room where they have a lot of cardio equipment where you can watch a movie while you work out.
I love
It was
that.
awesome.
That's a cool gym.
It was a movie that I'd never seen before called Intruder, where it's Dennis Quaid being really creepy towards younger women. And not the most fun movie to work out to. I guess it's like, I don't want Dennis Quaid to catch me, so I'm
go
gonna
faster.
fucking jazzercise the shit out of this. But like,
Now I'm
it
wondering
was a
what-
very strange film choice.
What would the best movie to work out to be?
Rocky.
Ooh, Rocky's pretty good.
Although I was texting Eric about this, fucking Vince DiCola did the soundtrack for Transformers the movie. That soundtrack's so fucking cool. It's like if Rocky became a robot.
Ooh.
It's like what it sounds like.
Don't say that out loud. You know, Warner Brothers is listening now, and they are going to take that idea and make it a reality.
Oh shit.
Are we allowed, like, since we're owned by Warner Brothers and everything like that, and AT&T, are we allowed to say that we like Disney Plus?
Don't you? Don't fuck. What the fuck
Is that
wrong?
allowed?
What the fuck is wrong?
Barbara,
Is that allowed?
It was the fucking first week. We're gonna say that on the first week. What the fuck is wrong?
there's a laser dot on your forehead.
Don't fucking
Don't
move.
Don't move.
We're sorry, AT&T. Still,
And
they
cut
send
back in.
they send the Warner Brothers out to kill. The Warner Brothers are like some fucking like Matrix Reloaded twin
Yo,
assassins.
it's
that come
me,
and
Tony
get you.
Warner.
Tony.
All right, this is your last Warnering.
The Animaniac.
It's the
Oh, it's just
Animaniac.
Yakko, Wacko, and Dot. Just show up with a fucking like AK, and they're just like, I was gonna try and do an impersonation, but let's not even just go there.
I'd be the most scared of Wacko, probably.
See, that's what they want you to
Dot.
think. It's Dot.
Yeah, Dot's-
Call her Dottie and you die.
Do you know Dennis Quaid lives here in Austin?
No, he doesn't.
He married a 24-year-old from that went to UT.
That went to UT. Yeah, he lives here in Austin.
She was young. She would be young enough to where if I saw her on a dating app, I'd be like, I don't know. She's cute, but she's really young.
Well, you're not Dennis Quaid, buddy, because he gets older and they stay the same age.
Yo, I saw Midway, and he plays like a hardened general in that movie. He looks rough. He is dating someone younger than me.
In Intruder, which seems to be a relatively recent film based on what I gathered from this morning's viewing, he does look very old, but there's a scene where he takes his shirt off and I was like, damn, Dennis, you're still
Yeah.
hitting that gym. Okay. Like, it's like if you know the skin on your elbow?
Yeah,
If that
weaves.
was like a person and also like still jacked and could act real good. That's like Dennis Quaid right now. And I'm not trying to be mean. We all age. I'll be a wrinkly son of a bitch one day. I just hope that I'm like Dennis Quaid old jacked.
There is something to say when it's like you're old and wrinkly but still have muscle definition.
If I could get like the Tom Cruise or Brad Pitt look when I'm in my 40s or 50s, I will be.
Oh, you mean just not aging?
Yes, precisely.
What about
No,
Keanu Reeves,
Oh, dude,
You don't see him
Keanu,
with his shirt off.
First off,
which is another dating?
A dating man.
congratulations to
Dating man.
Keanu Reeves on finding love once again.
Yes.
That's lovely, and he deserves it.
Yeah, he does.
This is a credit to how Keanu's just killing it and has, I guess, that vampire gene in him. His new girlfriend, to me, I was like, oh, he's dating an older woman. That's cool, because everyone's like, good on Keanu for not Quaiding it. And because he could.
Yeah,
Could.
you get anybody.
Yeah.
could literally get anybody.
And then I'm like, he's like 6 years older than her.
Yeah, he's
It's
older than her.
like, this is.
I thought he's 55 and she's 46.
He's some years older than her.
9 years.
9 years old.
I think
Yeah.
was the thing.
But like, they look very happy. And I'm
Yeah.
very happy for
They look
Keanu.
great.
Yeah, he's had a rough life. If you ever look into his thing,
Yes.
like,
Dude
love that
has
guy.
had he's been through the ringer, to say the least. Let's not get super bummery on the podcast.
No, for sure.
He's had a very difficult life and seems to still be a very grounded and
Like
wonderful human being.
pre-fame? Or during, like,
I think it was during.
Yeah,
During.
like even during like, I think it was all after Speed and stuff like that. Because apparently he had a crush on no.
And we just talk about it. He lost his wife and child, I believe, in a car accident.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It was real sad.
Some crazy.
Real fucking sad.
Keanu!
Yeah, no, we don't deserve him. We do not deserve him.
You look at a photo of him with fans, and he hover hands intentionally.
Yeah, because he's a sweet man.
Yeah, and he's just like, I'm not being inappropriate. I'm Keanu Reeves.
I would let Keanu put his arm on my shoulder.
Well,
Well,
He'd
that's
still be like, oh, I appreciate that, but no, ma'am.
That's a
yeah, that would be.
good Keanu.
Yeah,
No, ma'am.
no, ma'am, thank you though.
Yeah, no, when those photos of that couple came out, I was like, okay, nice. And then I found out she was younger, and I was like,
I think she just has like the gray hair.
it's just a gray
She's
hair.
embracing it, which I think is cool.
Yeah.
Dude, if I would date Helen Mirren.
Oh,
That's
you're
all I'm
fucking
saying.
hot. Have you seen Elon Musk's mom?
Oh, she looks like a
What?
supervillain.
So
Wait, what?
No.
Well, Elon,
So hot.
okay.
Elon Musk,
She used to
pull
be a
her up.
model.
Oh, sorry, my brain was thinking Jeff Bezos, and sorry, I got my billionaires confused. I was like, Jeff Bezos looks like a supervillain. He looks like Lex Luthor.
Luthor?
Yeah,
He's
Lex
jacked
Luthor.
as shit too.
Lex
Bezos.
Luthor? I guess he Lex Luthor. I don't know
Luthor?
why.
No,
I was
Luthor.
like, Luthor.
So what?
Luther,
Lex
Luthor.
Luthor.
right?
Lex Luthor.
He,
It can go
Luthor?
either way. It can go either way.
Sure.
He's a bad, bald man. At the end of the
He
day, that's what matters.
he self-pronounces it Luthor, like in multiple.
He's like Guy Fieri, who like, if you call him Guy Fieri, he's like, it's Fieri. It's apparently a thing that he
Do you
does.
remember the best cosplay we've ever seen was at New York Comic
New York
Con.
Comic Con 2019.
There was a girl who was cosplaying as
It was a Flavor Scout.
Flavor Scout. She was essentially Guy Fieri as a Sailor Moon character.
Oh my God.
Fucking
Whoa.
It was it was beautiful.
absolutely
Scout.
flawless. Shout out to the Flavor Scouts.
Yeah, if you're watching this.
Doing God's work.
This episode of Always Open is brought to you by MeUndies. It's officially the holidays and people are already shopping for gifts. Before you freak out about what to get your boyfriend who you've been dating for 4 months or what to get your mailman, is that a thing? It might be a thing. Or the fact that you have to go to the mall. Oh, don't say that word. It's an evil word. Listen up, MeUndies is anything but ordinary. They have a gift for literally everyone. I've talked about MeUndies so many times on the show, but I absolutely love their products. I wear their underwear every day. They have an amazing array of different styles and fits of underwear. I personally like the thongs. It's great, comfortable. You can wear them with all of your pants. They're so comfy, as well as their pajama pants. I pretty much wear them the second I get home every day. MeUndies makes the perfect hibernation undies and loungewear. Whether you're looking to match MeUndies with your boo this coming season, or just wanting to cuddle up with your favorite furry friend in a onesie, MeUndies has you covered. They know it's friggin' cold out, which is why they're coming out with even more cuddly products like robes, slippers, and of course, the new baby bodysuit. MeUndies has a great offer for our listeners. For any first-time purchasers, when you order any MeUndies, you get 15% off and free shipping. So get 15% off a pair of the most comfortable undies you will ever put on. To get 15% off your first pair, free shipping, and a 100% satisfaction guarantee, go to MeUndies.com/open. That's MeUndies.com/open. Thank you, MeUndies. So how young would you guys date? Or how old would you date? What's your
Just diving right into that, huh?
Yeah, what's your range?
I'm on Hinge right now, and I think my low is at 24. And even then, because I'm 29, and even then I'm like, there's such a gap in what we've gone through life experience-wise. Like
At
they'll
least like they're
just
out of
been-
college. and
Yeah,
stuff.
theoretically.
Yes.
But it's like, 24-year-old me, completely different person.
Yeah.
There was a change, I feel like, between 24 and 25. I think the youngest person I would date at this point would be a 25-year-old because
old are you?
I'm 29.
29, okay.
Thanks for bringing it up.
Wait, we're both 29?
Yeah.
Fuck
Dude,
you
we're-
guys, I'm 30, all right?
Old bitch.
Gross! I'm just kidding. Just kidding. But I remember 24-year-old me, that was that moment where if you're out, you get the second win. You're like, yeah, let's keep going. 25-year-old me is like, so when am I gonna fucking go home? That's like, when do I hit that sick spot where I'm like, all right, guys, I'm out.
Yep.
I just can't anymore. I just
That
can't do it.
point, there is a video of that point in which I hit that point. It is the one where I interviewed my drunk self.
How old were you when that happened?
I think that might have been 27 or 28, but my relationship with alcohol was irreparably changed, like damaged after that night.
Yeah, so for
Doesn't
those
mean
of
too
you
spooky.
who don't know what we're talking
Yeah.
about, we did a series a couple years ago where we had
3 episodes, they were pilots.
So
pilot
good.
episodes. Blaine, Chris, and Ashley each interviewed themselves drunk. And
Such a clever bit.
Blaine had a time.
Blaine missed a flight, right?
Blaine's.
I was dating Alana at the time. Her birthday was that weekend. I missed the flight the next day. I missed her birthday.
Your competitive edge, let's call it that, came out that night. Where there was a moment where we took the alcohol away from you and you saw that as a challenge. And it was like a runaway train. There was nothing anyone could do. The Blaine train was a moving.
These are new details that I did not know.
I also think I understand it from a perspective of like you're doing the show where the whole premise of it is that you're supposed to be drunk while you're
Right.
interviewing yourself. And so like you're thinking, okay, I gotta get drunk, like let me just do shots. And it probably came to a point where you're like, oh, I'm not feeling it, let me keep doing shots.
It's the first.
Only then like the shots will then all activate themselves at once.
Right.
There were several things. There was that. There was what I just mentioned where you were like, well, you can't take it away. I'm like, it was essentially this thing of like, I think you've done enough. And you being like, bitch, please, I'm Blaine. But the last one was when you found out how much Chris had to drink.
Oh no.
When you found out how much Chris had to drink, which can't believe he's alive, you were like, I'm not gonna let him fucking drink the most tonight.
Well,
Came out.
it was
Came out, the demon.
It was fucked too because like the order was supposed to go like I was supposed to interview, then Chris, and then Ashley, I think.
Yes.
But then everybody jumped line, so
Ashley,
I
yeah.
had to wait longer.
Oh, so you just
and
kept
I just
drinking.
kept drinking. And then
rough.
if I had to, I shouldn't say how many shots I took, but I know at a ballpark and it.
It was bad.
Yeah.
Let me just check the sheet here. It was too many.
Yeah.
It turns
Yeah,
out it
yeah.
was too many.
So you don't drink that much anymore.
I don't. I get drink to get drunk probably twice a year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're gonna hang out with drunk Blaine at the holiday party.
Fuck yeah.
The Rooster Teeth holiday party for
Hell
sure.
yeah.
They'll come out then.
Open bar, baby.
Yeah. Also, well, I probably shouldn't say this. It's very close to my house. In fact, I could probably walk there,
Okay.
and I plan to. But then that, and then like birthday, I don't really get drunk. Randomly.
Yeah.
The older you get, the less you want to make a big deal about your birthday. At least, well, I feel like
Yeah.
there's two types of people. Some people are like, I don't know, maybe I'll do something. And there's other people that are like, ding, ding, it is my birthday month. I do expect presents and your attendance at my party, which you will be receiving many invites
I
to.
feel attacked.
And-
Why do you think we have
Oh,
RTS
it was
in
not about
July?
you. That was about another friend of mine, and she owns it. Issa
Oh,
owns
yeah.
the fact that she's like, what's up, motherfuckers? Guess who's turning older this month? And we'll be reminding you every week. And she fucking does.
I love Issa.
But I fucking love her, and everybody loves Issa because she's an extraordinary human being. Of
course.
And so you're like, I'll do whatever the fuck you want, Issa. You're the queen this month. And she's like, I am.
You could ride me like a fucking horse for the whole week if you
Okay.
want.
You and her are the closest people I know to being like real life cartoons.
Thank you.
Oh.
You guys are so animated.
Thank you. That's sweet.
That's
I
true.
appreciate
Sweet.
that.
My 30th birthday is coming up. It's gonna be in May, and I've already decided that I want to be as fucking shredded as possible. So I'm gonna get on a workout program. I think 60 days before, and then as soon as I hit 30, I
Blaine.
just want to look like fucking Dr. Manhattan.
Have you looked in the mirror?
Yeah, what do you
Where?
But like, I want to be like grossly fit. like.
No, you don't get it. I want it to be bad.
I want it to look like Leonidas or like Brad Pitt from the 90s.
No, but there
You want-
are people you see who are grossly fit, and you just like, it's just.
That's okay. I just want the one picture.
The one picture.
Yeah, and then just be like, hey, I'm 30. I've conquered age.
Here's what I see
all
what
downhill
you're doing,
from there.
and it's brilliant. You want to get grossly fit at 30, so then as your body naturally starts to deteriorate, people will be like, honestly, he just looks more natural. When he was 30, like, he was too shredded. Now he looks great. So what you're doing is you're getting around that, like, that bitch is fat. And instead, it's like, he looks more normal.
He looks like a
That's
regular person.
it's brilliant. It's brilliant.
I have speaking about weight, we took our cat to get weighed.
You have a cat now, by the way,
have a
which
cat
I was
now.
gonna bring up on
What's
the
his name?
show.
Listen, I've fully turned into a lesbian. I've reached my peak. It's only downhill.
She's just surrounded by pussy now.
surrounded by pussy.
Meow.
Cat's name is Cashew. She's great.
Ooh,
She's
good cat
fat.
name.
Why isn't it cat shoe?
Cat Chew. Well, she has a lot of names. Chonker, Miss Chonk,
Shuby, shoes,
Choose,
cash.
Cashushi,
It's a good name.
Shushi. She has a lot of names. Cashew the cat, 14 pounds. Big of a fatty. Bit of
What
a fatty.
is normal cat weight?
I don't know.
I guess it
Probably,
depends
like-
on the size of the cat.
I would
right?
say
she's like a small cat. She shouldn't
9 and 10.
She shouldn't be that. She shouldn't weigh that much, right? But so Tyler Coe was visiting not too long ago, and I was talking to him and Hannah McCarthy, and Tyler kind of came into the conversation that Hannah McCarthy and I were having. I was talking to Hannah about the cat, and I was like, oh yeah, she's moved in now, but she's a little overweight. She gained about 3 pounds in the last year, so have her on a diet. Every day that I work out, I make her work out because we got to lose those 3 pounds. Like I was like, I made her chase a laser pointer the other day, and Tyler came in and he was like, why the fuck are you talking about your girlfriend that way? And I was like, I'm not talking about my girlfriend. He was like, 3 pounds isn't anything. What do you mean?
Making her chase a laser pointer too is not something you keyed in on.
I guess he's an idiot. I still love him though. But yeah, so hopefully my cat can get
Shredded.
grossly fit.
Yeah, first
But even
30th
if-
birthday.
You know what? Actually, maybe you guys can work out together.
Okay. Yeah.
You want to put a cat regimen together?
I mean, cash shoes are typically like a little high in fat, but
Okay.
Wow. All right. Well,
I can't believe you'd say that about a cat.
no.
What if the cat's watching the show as we
she
speak?
does watch
It
it.
just went.
Yeah. Do you guys see Cinderblock? Cinderblock
I was
the fat cat.
just about to bring up Cinderblock.
No, who's Cinderblock?
Cinderblock the fat cat. Oh my God, it's this fucking obese cat.
So we're talking like real fat, not
it's
like pH.
Yeah, not cashew
It
fat.
can be both.
True, very
Can't-
true.
it can't. And we're not body shaming, okay? This is like, this cat needs to lose some weight. But they have, I think it's like the Portland's, like some kind of animal hospital in Portland has her on like a treadmill, but she hates it. And so they have the treadmill going and she's standing right beside it and the treadmill's going here and she's literally going, meow.
Am I crazy? Did I also see a video of her on like a treadmill underwater?
Fill it with
Underwater.
water.
Because she's so fucking fat that she can't even support her fat weight.
She can't, could she walk around or anything?
It's that big of a problem.
I think they do that for multiple reasons, is to prevent them from laying down, and then also to support their joints because
Yeah.
the water's supposed to.
That actually makes
But the first video that came out was just like the treadmill running right beside her and her just standing next to it, just going meow with one paw, like not even trying. And so finally they like get her into the water and she has this like little life jacket vest like harness thing that's holding on to her. And she's just like,
What are they giving her that's making her that big?
I was gonna say, I don't mean to dampen the mood,
Overfeeding.
but like I was actually pissed off. Like everybody else was like, oh, I love Cinderblock. I was really pissed off. I was like, that's so irresponsible of those owners to let them
Yeah.
get that
Is it
big.
not a
Yeah.
form of animal abuse?
Seems like it.
I mean,
I guess it just depends. Like,
you're
Cashew gained
overfeeding.
weight because my girlfriend's old roommate like had gotten a kitten, and so she was just kind of leaving food out for the kitten, and Cassie was like,
Cassie was like,
yeah.
Mine now.
That
So now
kitten
we
is
can
like
regulate her feeding a little bit
0.5 pounds now.
more. Yeah.
This episode of Always Open is brought to you by Away. Away knows that everyone has a different travel style. That's why they make their carry-on in an array of colors, 2 sizes, and 2 materials. A strong yet flexible polycarbonate and an anodized aluminum. The carry-on has a ton of great features. It's lightweight and durable and is made to last a lifetime of travel. It has a built-in compression pad to help you pack more in and a removable laundry bag to separate dirty clothes from clean clothes, among many other great features. The bigger carry-on makes the most out of the overhead bin as well. It comes in an optional ejectable battery to keep your phone charged, and the 4 360-degree spinner wheels guarantee a smooth ride. These suitcases are designed to last a lifetime, but if any part of your suitcase breaks, Away's standout customer service team will arrange to have it fixed or replaced as soon as possible. With their 100-day trial, you can take your suitcase out on the road and live with it, travel with it, get lost with it. If you decide it's not for you, you can return any non-personalized item for a full refund, no ifs, ands, or asterisks. I've been using Away luggage for a very long time, and I travel almost every single weekend at this point, and is extremely durable. It's very sleek as well. It goes with all of my outfits, which I know is a weird thing to say, but sometimes you want your luggage to match what you're wearing. And it's very smooth. As I said, the 4 spinner wheels make it very easy to carry around with you. And the chargeable battery is great, especially if you can't find a plug at the airport. For $20 off a suitcase, visit awaytravel.com and use promo code OPEN during checkout. That's awaytravel.com/open, promo code OPEN for $20 off a suitcase. Enjoy. So are you back on the workout stuff? I know you were like hard in it for a while.
I am. I went to Europe, got dysentery.
Have you gotten to talk about that on this show yet?
Not on this show, no. I briefly talked about it about the podcast. But got dysentery in Barcelona because Barcelona is the new Oregon Trail.
Please, you got dysentery.
Dysentery.
In
Dysentery in
Barcelona.
Barcelona.
Yes. Hey.
You know, my time spent in Barcelona, I was shitting myself. So it was really good for me.
Did you hear about this, Miles?
no.
Yeah, I got fucking dysentery.
Like,
Dysentery.
who gets that?
I don't know.
Oregon Trail people.
After the
Pilgrims.
How does one?
Well, I think I had some tapas.
I see.
One more time?
Tapas? They don't say that. It's only, I think.
They were lined with feces.
It would be feces. It would be feces. But I don't know. Like I was in Barcelona was my last stop of my trip, and I started feeling really sick like a few days before I was leaving. And then the last 2 days of my stay there, I was just like bedridden. I couldn't get out of bed.
Feel that. That's,
Flew to London.
Sucks because that's like your trip. Like,
Yeah.
you're there.
Nothing's
for
worse than
that.
getting sick on
Yeah.
vacation.
No.
Sucks.
And then like I was at an Airbnb that was owned by this like older woman who would like come in and check in every once in a while, and I feel like every time she was there I was just sitting in the bathroom like shitting my brains out. I was like, this poor woman just keeps coming in and thinks I'm like dumping a bucket of God knows what into her
It's like
toilet.
I knew those Americans were full of shit.
No, not anymore.
Good one.
So flew to London, and then the next day had a 9.5-hour flight back to the States.
Which is, I think having food poisoning on a plane is my worst nightmare.
Yep.
Like if I think like what is my version of hell, it's food poisoning.
that
Being
drainage.
3 deep in the window, and just like
I would just be like, I'm not gonna be sitting down at all this flight. I'm
at a
just
certain
gonna
point you'd be
stay
like,
in the
"Man,
aisle."
excuse me, aisle seat person. I'm just please. It's gonna be better for everyone in this row if you and I just do a little tradesies.
I'd work out a deal with the flight attendant and be like, listen, straight up, I'm gonna shit my pants. Just leave the bathroom. That's my seat now.
Yeah, just put a seatbelt in the bathroom for me.
I think I started getting like a little delirious at one point because I had taken like a bunch of Imodium and a bunch of pain pills and was just kind of sitting there like hoping for the best. And at one point I got up to go to the bathroom, and I was standing like near one of the like emergency exit doors, and I was just like, what if I opened it? Like, you ever have those fucked up intrusive thoughts?
I literally.
Oh yeah.
There
Call to the
was
void.
a story that happened, I want to say within the last year or two, of something happening with a plane where one of the windows got like broken or like
Oh, yeah.
opened up, and a woman got sucked out of the
Yeah,
plane.
it was a Southwest flight. I
No
remember that.
fucking way.
Yeah.
I thought that
Yeah.
was like some bullshit, like
No, it was a
Mythbusters.
Southwest flight.
Southwest
yeah.
flight.
That's some Aliens 3 shit.
That's some Goldfinger shit.
And like literally, I was on a plane. I want to say a week or two after that story came out, and I was trying to not think about it, but whenever you try not to think about something, that's when your brain
Comes
is
up
like,
more.
you're gonna
Yes.
only think about that. And I kept picturing something breaking or opening up in the plane and being sucked out and just like falling through the air and being like, I'm dying. I'm about to die. Like, holy shit. And I just couldn't stop thinking about it the whole plane, where I just had to like buckle my seatbelt in like super tight. Like, do I have something to hold on to?
You can survive, apparently.
Haunted!
Our new set is
It's all
falling
those dolls
apart.
I brought into this
Oh
place.
my gosh. So
Oh my
true.
God. Should we talk about that too?
We can.
Okay.
It's not too spooky.
Really quick, was that your worst trip, do you think, because of that?
I mean, overall the trip was great. Like, I think, so when I started planning this trip, it was like a celebration of paying off my student loans, and like I was getting out of a relationship and had just kind of been in this place where I was just like, I just want to get away from everything, and like I don't want to talk to anyone. Like, I had told my parents too, I was like, I'll check in with you, but like don't expect to hear from me.
And you planned this before you and Hannah started dating, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because it wasn't like it's like a heartbreaking, like, I don't want to leave.
Yeah. And so like, I was in a completely different place like when I was planning this trip. And so when I was on it, like I still had fun, but I was like much happier, and I wasn't initially I used the trip as like an escape, and I was like, I just can't wait to get out. And then when I was on it, I was like, oh man, like I have someone I love, like I want to be traveling with, like I miss my family, and traveling solo I think is great, and I think everyone should do it at
Hell
least
yeah.
once.
It's so much fun.
But I think also like when you do have someone in your life that you want to be with, it makes that even more apparent.
Yeah.
You're just like, oh, like this is fun, but it would be so much better.
It was going to be your Eat, Pray, Love trip.
It was gonna be my Eat, Pray, Love trip, and all I did was shit.
You and
Pray shit.
Eat, pray shit.
Pray some more.
yeah.
Pray to stop
Yeah.
shitting.
Pray
Continue to
shit.
shit.
Pray
I gotta
shit.
pray.
Pray shit.
Shit, 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 pray shit.
I got a trip to Japan. It is nice. Like I booked that like a year in advance. It's like a nest egg,
Yeah.
Like you got like a fun little surprise
It's
coming up.
something to look forward to.
Yeah.
Yeah,
super
for
fun.
sure.
Yeah.
I think my worst trip, I went to New York. I don't know if I've ever talked about this, but I got roofied on a trip to New York. That was my worst trip ever. And I also, this is right before Arizona Circle production. And I don't know if I had dysentery, but I had a stomach bug. And I was just constantly shitting myself too.
Jeez, dude.
But the first scene that I shot for Arizona Circle was a shirtless scene. So I just looked like, going back to the full fitness thing.
Hey guys, don't give yourself dysentery or any type of food poisoning to look shredded.
I will say,
not great.
when I went on the trip, I was like, oh man, because I'd been working out pretty steadily, like a few times a week, and then I went on this trip, and I was like, oh, all I'm gonna do is like eat and sleep, and like maybe
Pray,
barely get
love.
some exercise, and then
Calories don't count when you're on.
Yeah, so I was like, I'm anticipating like gaining a lot of weight, and I went and like weighed myself after the dysentery, and I lost 5 pounds, and I didn't lose
Jesus.
any muscle mass. I was like,
That happened to
dysentery
us.
kind of fucks.
Just being in Japan, dysentery, ringworm free.
Oh yeah, you guys were all in Japan together.
with
2
Cole.
years
Yeah, it was
ago?
like
A year ago?
2 years.
No, it was
a year ago. Fuck. What the fuck? When were we?
It was this year. No, it was October. Last
It was
year?
October of last year.
About a year ago.
No, it was,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
No,
No?
it was before October. What's the month? September? It's September to October.
This is the most enthralling conversation we've ever had.
I don't know.
Wait, hold on. Let's get out our Google calendars.
It's been over a year.
Yeah. That was a fucking great trip, man.
It was. Yeah.
But that's that was one of those situations where it was the same boat for me. I was like, because I go on vacation for 2 things: natural beauty and eating fucking food. That's my jam.
Not eating and fucking and food.
No. Like, sure, sex is great and all, but you ever had a pizza from Savoy? Because that was the best part of that entire fucking trip.
When you said natural beauty, I thought you meant like it's a beauty regimen for you to go like on a vacation. Like,
I go
it
for
increases my
detox and
natural
cleansing, and I go no makeup the entire time.
Whoa.
I know, right?
Do it.
No. Like I'll always go for like fucking redwoods in the Grand Canyon over like this is a temple that's old as sin, and you're like neat, like very cool. I don't
Yeah.
want to downplay it, but I'm just there for that like nature shit.
Natural.
Yeah.
Literal natural.
My favorite parts was all the rural Japan shit.
Oh, it's the best.
Hakone and stuff. Yeah.
Except for except Hakone without you and Alana that night. Cole and I, did I ever talk about this? How we got separated?
No.
I don't know, like
During that trip?
on purpose.
Like
or?
you and
No, me and Cole
Alana?
had to separate from you and Alana due to this whole visa shit.
Yeah, she had this whole visa thing.
Oh, right,
So we had to stay
yeah.
in Tokyo, and it was a fucking nightmare.
And you guys had the best time.
Well,
You guys whip your dicks out. in front of each other.
we did do that, but I'll get there in a second because I have to talk about ghosts first. Essentially, we had spent a few days in Tokyo, and then we're gonna go to Hakone, which is more of like kind of sleepy mountain town near a lake. Fucking beautiful. But we had to take like 2 trains and a bus to get up into the mountains. By the time we got there, it was real late at night, and the bus dropped us off on the side of this mountain road under like the only street light, and then everything else was like pitch black, and we're just like
Ghibli movie.
Yes, and we're just like on the Airbnb app, like where are we? We had to like walk down the road for a little while, and then we eventually find the driveway into like a neighborhood, as is the best thing I could equate it to, but like every single light was off, and we finally make our way up. We cross like a bridge and shit, and we get to the house that's like covered in spiders and shit. And we get inside. Beautiful house, beautiful home, had its own onsen, hot spring, that we specifically got that on Airbnb because
Tattoos.
we knew Alana was there. We knew some of us had tattoos. We wanted to just be able to chill.
Oh yeah. Because you're not allowed to have tattoos if you go to one of those.
It's just, it can be kind of a problem because it's associated with Yakuza and stuff like that.
Gotcha.
It was a beautiful home with, for whatever reason, a horrible wooden statue of a person in the middle of the living room.
Dude, that thing fucking.
In the middle of the living room?
In the middle of the living room was just this like wooden woman. And we opened the door, we're like, it was really fucking windy that night because that was there when that typhoon hit.
Yeah, so it was like
And
rainy too.
it
Yeah.
was extra windy all night. Cole and I, at first Cole and I were stoked. We're like, haha, we have the whole place to ourselves, yeah. But then like, it
We're like helicoptering their dicks.
But you know, fucking, it's time for bed. We roll out our little tatami mats. It was a very, lots of open, like sliding glass doors to the outside. Like, not a lot of ways to feel like people weren't looking inside constantly.
Yeah.
And all night, it sounded like just a fucking body was just boom, 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 in the attic. Boom, 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 boom. Every now and then, we got up like 3-4 times to be like, okay, what is making that sound?
Would you get
Is
up
it-
together?
I mean, yeah, because we didn't want to get murdered.
They were probably sleeping
Like
in
we were
the
like,
same bed.
give me your hand, give me your hand, Blaine. It was like, no. You make
Fingers
mistake.
crossed.
It was like this, like, zoink, like something's gonna get us. Like
You and Cole holding
me and Cole, like he jumped in my arms, like, Roman's gonna get us. And like we found like a window that was open, and we closed it. We're like, that's what it was. We go to bed. Boom, 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 boom. It wasn't until, because it was fucking pitch black. It wasn't until the next day we found that like, because it was on a fucking cliffside, there was one tree that was like just like
yeah.
hitting the top the entire time. I did not sleep that night. And during the day, beautiful. Blaine and Alana come to join us, like, hey, welcome. And I remember I was like, hey, so just a heads up,
Haunted.
nighttime's gonna suck. It's very creepy, but we did find out it was just a tree.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay. And then we get up the next morning, I'm like, how'd you sleep? And Blaine's like, fucking terrible. This place is horrifying.
But when did you and Cole see each other?
Yeah, that's what I want to talk
right.
about. That's
Like, let's
that's
go
one
back.
point of the story
Well,
where I'm interested.
we wanted to use the onsen, and Cole, being the absolute, I don't know what you call a Japanophile, but you know, he's very into the culture, very into all the content that comes out of Japan. He was like, I always did kind of want to do like,
Otaku? Is that what it is?
otaku is a,
Some people
that's
call it
not quite the
weeb,
same thing, but yeah.
right?
Essentially, he was like,
That's not a bad thing.
Weeb?
what's up?
Weeb.
Weeb is, I feel like,
There's a negative-
anime specific.
Okay.
He's genuinely like loves so much about the culture.
Japanophile, yeah.
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 He was like, you know, I always wanted to do like the traditional onsen though. Like, this is cool. I'm glad we did it because like now we can all hang out. But like, I did kind of want that authentic, like we're gonna be separated. There's gonna be a wall. Like, we're gonna kind of be naked and do it. And I was just like, I don't care. And there was this moment where we were just like, fuck it.
Take these broken wings.
We fucking hung out and like he was like just dick out, listening to podcasts. I'm like reading and I'm just like, this is fucking tight.
And you guys have turned that into a weekly tradition in your hot tub now.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys don't. You guys, you
We have
posted
anime hot
something.
tub night now.
Anime hot tub night. That sounds like
Which,
so much fun.
yeah, I got super lucky. I essentially got a free hot tub because I went to go pick it up and then I fixed it.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, we'll pull out his laptop and I set it on my grill and we hook it up to my Bluetooth speaker and we just watch anime in the hot tub. Great idea, unless one of you is coming down with something and you don't realize it, because then it turns into sick boy soup.
Oh,
I got
gross.
Cole very sick.
Do you guys
Do you
take
still-
off your underwear like old
Yeah.
times?
Do you still whip out your dicks?
I'm gonna leave that up to you guys.
I'm gonna
Imagination.
give a hard yes.
But guys do that, right? Like that's a thing that boys do? Men?
Some boys do it. I was
They
never
just whip it
like. There
out?
were some people that were like in like the locker room in high school that are just like, "Ah," and I'm just like, unnecessary. But live your life, I guess.
Do boys actually compare penis sizes?
I think so.
I
think everybody kind of does it in secret.
Yeah, like in their mind. I don't think they're gonna be like.
They like talk about it.
Nah.
Like, oh, I'm a sevener.
no.
Sevener?
Yeah.
What would be the female equivalent? My lips hang a little low.
Yeah.
Boob size.
Do your lips length?
I guess tit size. Yeah, if you're like, I'm a C, well, I'm a D.
But I've never done that. I've never compared.
Right, it's the same
boob
thing.
size.
Really, it's just like someone would be like, yeah, I'm you know, it's a little warm out today. I'm like, 7, and someone would be like, weird, fucking gross. Why are you talking?
Yeah.
Why are you making me envision your penis?
I was gonna say Rooster's also different now to where there's more people and there's a lot of people that I don't know as well as like when we were like 30 people over at.
There's also an HR department.
Are you saying
Right.
that when there were 30 people, it used to be very dick flinging?
I used to be very different because there was one shoot. There was actually like multiple shoots where I was straight up naked and I was wearing a cock sock. And now I would very much second guess that.
I just remember the time you came over to my place when I lived in Pflugerville.
Uh-huh.
For some reason, you like spilled gasoline on yourself. You had to go take a shower, and like several people were over at my place.
Yeah.
What did you do? I can't remember what you said. I don't remember what you said, but
Did I do oh God, what's the movie with the cannibal?
Silence of the Lambs.
Did I do Silence of the Lambs or did I do the Ram? I can't remember which.
I just remember you came out with your
What
dick
are
tucked
either
between
of
your
those?
legs. Oh no! I remember what it was.
Silence of the
We
Lambs.
were outside. We were just like, I think I was cooking dinner, and we were all like, we were gonna do like a potluck thing that night for some reason, and I just hear from my hallway, coming to the bathroom, guys, I think my dick fell off. And we look over, and you just had your dick tucked between your legs, and we were like, why? And then you were just like, I retreated. It was the most locker room shit. As someone that didn't play fucking football in high school, I was like, so that's what it's like.
When you retreated, did you retreat backwards or did you turn around and walk
I think I
away?
crab walked. I just went like.
That's what he did. That is what he did. That is what he did.
Man, those hamburgers sucked that night. Who cooked that shit?
It was Cole.
Yeah, that fucking sucked.
Called out, guys.
Oh wow.
Cold. Sorry, Cole.
It wasn't burgers. He did like it was some family recipe.
Hamburger steak.
It was something like that. My stomach didn't appreciate it. I appreciated the gesture. My stomach was like, I have some notes. But hey, we were young, we were still learning.
You had your dicks out.
We got our
do feel
dicks out.
like
One of us had
one
our
of us
dicks
did.
out.
I never was in theater when I was a kid.
Yeah.
But I feel like a lot of what Rooster Teeth has become is almost like we're a bunch of theater kids to a point where if we need to change for a shoot or for like a photo shoot or whatever we're doing, like people just fucking do it in the room.
Yep.
It's just like, I don't even give a fuck. People here are like my brothers and sisters at this point. So it's just like, I don't give a shit.
There's nothing like sexy or exciting or anything. It's just like part of our job. I feel like we all do it.
I mean, I probably wouldn't take my pants off.
Yeah.
But like,
I have if I have boxers on because it's just like, as long as everybody else is comfortable with it, then I don't care about showing off. So it's just like whatever.
Yeah, there was a photo shoot where it was like me, Hannah McCarthy, Andrew, and John. Mm-hmm. And we had to cycle through so many pieces of clothing. We only had an hour to do it. And so like if we would have ran out to change every time, we would have lost like 10 minutes.
Yep.
And so we literally just got to the point where we were just like ripping clothes off and Emily Weeks is taking pictures. And it's like, if anyone were to walk in this moment and just be like, half of us are naked, we're just fucking...
Cole and Miles are there with their dicks
Cole and
out.
Miles are out helicoptering.
I have an appreciation for that kind of friendship. Sure.
Yeah.
It's like we're all cool enough that we're not,
It's that equivalent of like in 80s movies when young boys just hang out and decide to go to the swimming hole in their briefs.
briefs.
It's kind of weird now, but at the time it's very charming. We're there.
We did another thing where do we want to talk about the Airbnb thing that we did?
I think, yeah, we can. We posted some stuff on Instagram and whatnot. We
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
filmed a bunch of stuff.
We filmed we had a whole content day at this Airbnb. We rented out this Airbnb. We shot a short, a bunch of RT license stuff like that. It's a really fucking fun time. But like when we were all settling in, like there was like at one time like 8 of us in the same bed, all just like almost taking a nap. We're like, this is so fucking
And
comfortable.
Blaine
It
loved
was a
every
twin bed,
second
too.
of
It was a twin bed.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, it was fun. We rented out a place to, initially shoot Archie's short. Mm-hmm. And because we just had it for the whole day, we're like, why don't we just all film a bunch of content here? Mm. And one of those pieces of content was we were all in one of the rooms upstairs with 2 twin beds. And Todd and Chad were going to arrive at the Airbnb and we're like, oh, we should all stay in this room. And then when they come look for us, we'll scare them. So they got into the room, or they got into the house, and we were all hiding. There was like 3 people in each bed. It was Blaine, John, and Chris in one,
Cuddled on top of me.
Meryl and Jessica in the other one.
Yep.
And they didn't come upstairs.
They never came to check
I
on
was
us.
gonna say,
5 or
there's
10
so many
minutes.
ways that could go in a bad direction. Like they show up, like, where's everybody? I don't know. They're always fucking late, and then they just start talking mad shit about everybody that's like waiting to surprise
Just
them.
listening to
They were like, they know we're here. They'll come looking for us at some point. Probably 10 minutes pass, and we start hearing them cracking beers down the stairs.
Oh, I got
They
another
whip their dicks out, and they go
Yeah.
to the onsen, and you're just left up there high and dry.
That was a great test to where I feel comfortable enough that we could do that again, but camping or at a beach house,
Yeah.
we got to do that shit. That's so much fun.
It could be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
This episode of Always Open is also brought to you by Manscaped. Jingle balls to the walls, fellas. Listen up. This is the real coffee. Untrimmed pubes are a thing of the past. It's time to gear up and get yourself the gift of shaving this holiday season. I'm talking about the Manscaped Perfect Package 2.0. Manscaped has redesigned the electric trimmer. Their Lawnmower 2.0 has proprietary advanced skin-safe technology, so this trimmer won't nick or snag your nuts. It's also waterproof, so you could use it in the shower. I recently got this package, and it came with a bunch of different types of products. Everything smelled so good, including a cologne that I sprayed all over Trevor, and I love it. I love the smell, and now I like Trevor even more, and it's great. And he's been using the products, and he loves them as well. The Manscaped Package 2.0 also includes the Crop Preserver, an anti-chafing ball deodorant and moisturizer. This is amazing. You already put deodorant on your armpits. Why are you not putting it on the smelliest part of your body? And yes, your balls stink. I don't know what your balls smell like, but I'm sure you could use this product. It'd be great. 'Tis the season to Manscaped, so get yourself, your dad, your brother, and your friends the best gift of all, the Manscaped Perfect Package 2.0. Get 20% off and free shipping with the code ALWAYS at manscaped.com. Your balls will thank you. So get 20% off free shipping with the code ALWAYS at manscaped.com. That's 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com and using the code ALWAYS. Clean up your nuts and make Santa proud this year. Thank you, Manscaped. Let's do a box of issues question.
Fuck, how deep are we into this episode now?
Doesn't matter. We're just chilling. That's another thing we're trying out with the show, just keeping it a little looser.
Yeah,
It's new chair energy here.
Yeah, dog.
It's more
New chair.
I feel really bad
Dicks.
for broadcast now having to probably adjust our cameras every 5 minutes as we're
Right.
just like,
Slinking
yeah,
in
so
and out.
like.
Christian's literally doing it right now. I'm sorry, bud.
All right.
Christian didn't pump us up.
This is we'll do a long one. How dare you, Christian?
Christian always pumps me up. Just seeing him on set. Fuck
All right.
my dog.
So this one doesn't have a name on it, but I'll read it for
What should we? No, let's come up with a name right now. Dennis Quaid.
Dennis
Dennis
Quaid.
Quaid.
Dennis Quaid
you.
writes.
Dennis Quaid writes,
Dennis Quaid.
one of my good friends is getting married to her boyfriend of 5 years in June of this year.
Okay.
She is 25, he is 31. This past year, her and her fiance bought a house together, but I recently found out when my boyfriend and I inadvertently confronted her about it when she was drunk that she does not actually want to get married to him.
Yikes.
Her and her fiance have nothing in common. He makes it clear that the stuff important to her is not important to him, like going out with friends or simply watching a TV show she likes together. She might have feelings for another man whom she would never cheat with, but I see it as a sign to leave her fiance. He doesn't make her happy, they argue a lot, he's always grumpy, and worst of all, when they moved in together, he didn't let her keep her cat. These are just a few of the issues we uncovered. We asked if she could see herself divorcing him down the line. She said yes. Her concerns are that he's already invested so much money in the wedding, and most of all, she does not want to hurt him, but she can't give a good reason as to why she wants to get married to him. I don't know if I'm being a better friend by leaving things be and letting them play out as they go, or if I should find some other way to convince her not to go through with the wedding. How do I help her? I don't want to spend the rest of her life unhappy just because she's putting him before herself.
Ooh, boy.
I feel like we've all had friends who are in relationships that you don't approve of, and it's hard to have the full picture because a lot of stuff goes on behind the scenes that you don't know about. So maybe they have like a great romance off camera.
Yeah.
But that sounds pretty rough. You don't want to be the friend that's like, you got to break up.
Here's
and
the
then
thing.
they stay together and then you look like an asshole.
Hey, bud, here's the thing. This doesn't sound like a relationship that the friend doesn't approve of. It sounds like a relationship that the fiance isn't into.
Yeah.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
who the fuck goes into a wedding like, yeah, I might divorce him. Like,
Yeah.
like
Having that like any sort of reason to stay in a relationship and to go through with a marriage simply because effort and money has been put into a wedding already
It's convenience.
is such bullshit. Your happiness and your future should be above everything else, including money, and that like you should not feel any guilt in taking yourself out of a situation just because money has been spent on something.
Right.
Well, so more money is going to be spent if
Right.
you go through with it. But there will be more gifts. There will be more like
People traveling in.
yes.
Also, the rest of your life. Also, divorce is more expensive.
Yeah.
Yes.
But we got to think of it from the friend's perspective and how, like, I think they're in agreement
question is,
with
what do
us
I
on
do?
this. Yeah.
What do
So
I
how
do?
can we help the friend? Because I kind of want them to be vocal about it. Maybe they should address it.
Oh God. I mean,
is a
the
very
friend is going to know. Dennis Quaid is going to know better than us.
Yeah.
But if I were Dennis, which is always easy to say when you're not the one actually having to do it, like if it sounds like these conversations have been had of like, yeah, I don't really know if I want to do it. I think I could probably divorce, like all that stuff. As that friend, I would be like, I'm not going to go to this wedding. I'm not going to do it. Like
You could draw a line in the sand.
that's the biggest thing you could probably do is like,
Yeah.
I don't think you should. Like, whenever I've had issues with friends of mine that are kind of maybe difficult to talk to, and maybe this is just me because I'm really bad at having like quote unquote arguments because I'm very forgetful of things, and like I'm really bad at being like, well, that one time you said like, I will sometimes write stuff down if I'm trying to like, if I'm gonna go into what I know is gonna be a confrontational conversation. I will write down the point that I'm trying to make, and then I will write down the evidence that supports that, so that I can actually kind of be like, hey,
That's some ammunition.
like this is kind of what I'm seeing as your friend. This is the pattern that I'm seeing right now. And as your friend, I don't think it's a very healthy thing to do. I also don't think it's a fair thing to do to him. Like obviously the potential groom in this situation doesn't sound great, but obviously this is all coming from one side of the situation.
it's the
not fair to
bride's friend.
that
Yeah.
person. It's not fair to him to like go through with something that you're not into.
Because for all he knows, he could think like,
Thinks it sounds fine. Everything's
Yeah.
going great.
Yeah.
we have our little arguments or our little disagreements, but like she wants to be getting married.
5
I don't
years
even know.
television.
Here's the thing. Based on the way that this bride to be sounds like she kind of bends to everything constantly. So yeah, if she's not raising her concerns about stuff, then yeah, from the guy's point of view, everything's going great. They're about to get married. They're gonna live happily ever after.
Yeah.
I think in my personal opinion, I know there's a lot of choices in this situation. I think the best thing to do would be voice your concerns to your friend. Say, you know, I've noticed these things, you've expressed your unhappiness in these situations, and I care about you and I want you to be happy, and you deserve better than this, in my opinion, maybe. Like try to give it from your perspective of, you know how good of a person this person is, and to see them not being treated as they should be treated hurts you to see that. And knowing that they could do better, I think, is something that you need to voice your concern about. Ultimately, though, it's her life. And if she wants to go through with it, for whatever reason she wants to go through with it, like, that's essentially her call. And, like, the best thing you could do is be there for your friend and say, like, hey, like, I want you to be able to see this from my eyes and, like, from an outsider's perspective.
I think that is a very good first approach to take because it is definitely the more, it's the less harsh approach, I guess, of like, obviously you care for your friend and you want your friend to be happy. Again, just based on the information provided in this question, your friend sounds like the type of person that would be like, you know, she's downplaying her own personal happiness because she feels as though she doesn't want to cause waves. She doesn't want to make waves.
Rock the boat, yeah.
It sounds like the type of person who would kind of typically, downplay their needs for someone else's. And that's why I'm leaning towards the harsher conversation of like, it's not just about your happiness. This is about lying to another person and like, you think right now that going through with the wedding is going to cause less problems, and that's the wrong take. That is 100% the wrong take. As you said, divorce is fucking expensive.
Right.
It's like, have you ever seen the ending to Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, where someone gets lured into another person's house because of like pressure, like social anxiety?
Yeah.
And it's just like people will do weird, bad, detrimental things to themselves for social pressure.
Yeah.
And she's like, right now, she's like, I got all these wedding guests and we've already invested this much money. Just like, you got to put that away. And you should, as a friend, Dennis Quaid, you should help them recognize that they have options and that they should not feel pressured to continue down this path.
You can't let it determine what, like, because marriage, yes, there's divorce and all that stuff, but it's a pretty...
It's not the same as a breakup.
Right, exactly.
Not.
It's a pretty solid situation that you're putting yourself into.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever been in that situation where you have, where you're the person who, like, a friend is like, hey, like, you don't seem happy. Like, what's going on here?
I've been pretty private about past relationships, so I haven't been that person.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
I've been in relationships where people have been like, why are you with that guy? Like, you know, you could do better. And I'm always just like, oh, well, you just don't know him like I do.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, like, I don't know if the person in this situation is, but you tend to see the good in people.
Yes,
And, like,
100%.
remember the good parts of a relationship of, like, oh, yes, they do this, but they also do this and make me
Right.
feel good about this and happy in this situation and stuff like that.
I mean,
So
after
you-
5 years, you develop a comfort for the other person.
Exactly. And it's especially like after 5 years, that person is so ingrained in your life.
You can't imagine life without them.
It's scary. Yeah.
But there's also like I think a pride that takes a play in this, like where like they have invested 5 years of their life into this, and they don't want to look like a fool.
It's that sunk cost fallacy.
Yeah, to where it's just like, nothing's wrong with my relationship. You're wrong. No, I'm staying in this relationship. Like, and they'll like double down on this terrible decision.
That's how cults get going.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's a rough. It doesn't sound like a good sitch, Dennis.
Yeah.
Sorry to hear about your friend.
Yeah, I mean, I would think, too, like, the biggest worry probably for Dennis Quaid is that,
Aw, Dennis.
like, you could lose a friendship over this, like, with a really close friend, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, I've definitely had situations where I've, like, had friends who, you know, I kind of off the bat could tell that, like, their partner, whoever they were with, was not a good person or, like, whatever. And then it sucks because you're like, you know, your friendship definitely deteriorates for a little bit. Like, I had one of my best friends was dating someone who I just, like, did not approve of. And it took her a while to like, realize it herself.
Yeah.
And so once they finally broke up, she was like, man, like, where have you been, like, these past 3 years? Like, I haven't seen you. And it was just like,
You were dating an asshole.
yeah, bitch, I've been trying to tell you, you know?
Yeah.
And so, like, I mean, that's hard. But I've also been on the other side of it where, you know, where I've dated people long term and, like, had friends like, hey, like, you don't seem as happy as you could be, or, like, we noticed something's off, or, like, you know, whatever. And you do get defensive and you do get like, oh, well, like, you know, we're working through it or whatever. But then once you kind of step out of it, you're like, oh, shit, like, everyone's been right and I've just kind of been wasting time.
Look at
Because
that
you-
perspective.
You also don't want to believe it when you're in it.
Right.
You know, you want to be like, I'm with this person and all these people are saying these things about it, but, like, I think I'm happy or maybe I'm just content. I don't know. But
Yeah.
you almost don't want to take their advice when you're in it.
Well, just things you just kind of get blinders on, and then like things progress. You start to like co-own pets or land or vehicles, and then you're just like
Or property.
doubling down on this thing. I mean, we've had friends that have gone through this, and you're just like, oh, if you could see with my eyes.
And then when, like, if that breakup ever does happen, you're just like, thank you. Like, and then you see how much happier they are.
Yeah.
You're like, this is the person who we know you to be.
Yeah.
And I think that ultimately just trying to express that concern to your friend of just like, I know, like, you could be so much happier if you're not in this situation, but if this is what you want, then I'm going to support you.
Yeah.
Yep.
Don't complain about it to me then.
Dennis, it sounds like you've recognized the problem. You know what to do, but you have our support, Dennis Quaid.
We love you, Dennis Quaid.
Finally, we say it.
You know, we've been waiting all day for Dennis Quaid.
Well, guys, thanks so much for joining me on the premiere of Always Open.
Always.
Yeah.
Thanks for having us,
It was
Barb.
so nice to be here. We got a post show for first members, so if you're not a first member, please sign up. It really helps support us, everything we make here at Rooster Teeth, and it really means a lot. It's honestly the best way to support the content we make, so please sign up for first membership. Come check out our post show. We're going to be doing some more Box of Issues questions. And tune in next week for more of this. Bye.
Bye.
I guess we could cheers, kind of.
Oh, we can't cheers anymore. It's
Oh, we're so far.
Close enough.
Bye. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching that episode of Always Open. Let us know what the biggest age gap of one of your relationships was, and if it's more than Dennis Quaid's.
And make sure it's legal, or else you'll need to have a seat and we'll need to have a talk.
We'll call the cops.
And don't forget to click that little bell button so you know when more videos on the Rooster Teeth channel come out. We would really appreciate it.
Go check out Podcast from Pal and fan service.